Hey everybody, it's Aaron Banyan.
Timothy Bennett here.
Welcome to B&B Banter Bros. Goes to the movies. Hey, we did that in sync.
We did. But you don't like things in sync. We talked about this before in one of the other episodes.
I have a problem with anything that's done in sync.
Yep.
I don't like synchronized swimming, synchronized diving, anything like that. I feel like it's a problem.
Yes. But we have Jason Chantler here. Yay. This is our first official threesome. Yep.
Trifecta. Hey everybody. Glad to be back.
Yeah. Aram and Jason in the same room together.
Back from the dead, goddammit. He didn't replace me.
I mean, like we said, his episodes are doing pretty good.
Yeah, I said that in the previous episode. I'm kind of upset that the ones that I'm not on seem to be doing better.
It's all coincidence, I hope.
Me too.
Yep.
It's gonna be a real fucking problem when I get replaced.
And just met you, but I can see. You could probably take me down.
It's a low center of gravity, that's all. I'm short and I'm pudgy.
Nice.
And he's made out of Jello.
Yeah.
Solid Jello.
Was my nickname.
Wouldn't Jello be solid? That's why it's called Jello.
It seems squishy.
Gelatin.
And,
Goes from a liquid to a gelatin,
Jello
which
is
is
halfway
solidifying.
between solid and liquid.
I can stick my finger through that shit. Poke a hole right through it.
My nickname in college was Jigglypuff for some strange reason.
Yeah, we talked about that one.
We've talked about this before, but I asked at one point why they called me that, and no one really had a good answer for it.
Other than it's Pokemon.
We weren't even Pokemon people. Like, we weren't fans of it. They called me it one day, and it just stuck. And then it was like, it's just like the way you smile and stuff like that. I was like, what the fuck does that mean?
I didn't know you could smile.
I'm usually grimacing most of the time.
Yeah, I would call you Grimace.
Right?
That seems more appropriate, too.
I would have been... Yeah, for sure. Other than being purple, we got about the same shape.
I mean, you can hold your breath.
Yeah.
So, tonight, we're gonna just kind of kick back, relax, and let loose. Maybe try to instigate some kind of conversation. This might be a little bit of a longer episode, but that's cool. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good in the hood. Or if you're like Bo Burnham, I don't come from the hood because I'm circumcised.
Ew.
What is he referencing?
Bo
His
Burnham's
penis.
a stand-up comedian.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
I never checked that guy out.
No? Oh, you should. That dude's way too smart to be alive.
Yeah?
He's way too fucking. Dude, he's.
I've never.
Not that I'm saying I wish he was dead by any means. I don't want him to die. I just think that like when he was like not even 18 years old. He was like 17 years old or something like that. He had his first comedy special, and
Heaven help Bo Burnham if we ever get like really zealous fans, and someone hears, "Oh, he's too smart to be alive." Newspapers the next day. Bo Burnham shot and killed.
I don't want him to die. I don't. I like the guy. He's just way too intelligent and way too sophisticatedly smart and like art. To a point, it's kind of douchey.
Yeah, I know of him. I can see his face, but I had never checked out his stand-up. But smart comedy, Demetri Martin. That reminds me of that guy.
I used to love Demetri Martin. I haven't.
It seems like he hasn't done.
He's fallen off. And the last special he released, I didn't really get into. But like his original one, Person, I think it was called, was really good.
Yeah.
I like that one. They had one before that. That was pretty good too. But the newest ones, I think, were like just Comedian, I think was the name of it. I just didn't watch it. I think I just fell off of him.
How many years ago was that? Because it feels like he hasn't been doing anything.
Yeah,
recent.
it's been a couple years.
Last time I saw him, I think I was still in high school. It's when he like pulled out that easel and
well, that's kind of been his gimmick for the last couple.
Yeah,
specials.
now he's got like PowerPoint. It's all digital.
Well,
and stuff,
like that was last time I had saw.
I'm pretty sure that's Person, and that was the last one I really watched. Like that was the one where he was like, what was the joke? Like, like if you're wearing flip flops, you're making a decision. Like, I hope I don't get chased that day.
Right. I just
he's
remember
really
like
smart, quick
he, like,
one-liners.
Yeah.
pulled his little piece of paper off and there's like a hand drawn, like holding on to like a beer or something. He just stuck his hand behind it.
Yep.
And I'm
Yep.
just like, that's fucking stupid. It's ridiculous.
It's prop comedy.
But like my point is that was the last time I had seen anything of his.
His best joke on that whole special, by the way, is, "Oh, I had a cactus and then it died, and that's when I realized I am less nurturing than a desert." And then he like moves the page up, and it just says, "Ladies, that's not true."
I like Mitch Hedberg's joke about a cactus.
I don't remember that one.
He's like, it's like they created a device or whatever that you can water plants that are hard to reach. It's like, this just seems so cruel. Why would you put your plants so hard to reach? It's like I know you need water, but you're too far away. It's like, think like a cactus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bought a parrot so it would talk, but it never said it was hungry, so it died. That's a good Mitch Hedberg one.
I love Mitch Hedberg. I am
Yeah,
a
him
big
and
fan.
Stephen Wright.
Yup.
Yeah.
My favorite Mitch Hedberg line has gotta be when he's talking about, I was at the casino and I was standing by the fire exit, and the guy told me that I had to move because I was blocking the fire exit, as though if there was a fire I wasn't gonna run.
Yeah. Yup. That was he used
One
that
of his
joke.
first albums.
I just think he was hilarious.
He was one of those good one-liner guys that
In that
gone before his time, for sure.
Rapid
Yeah.
fire one-liner kind of thing.
Yeah, but his delivery is cadence, like it's
Yep.
just
great.
It's
so.
like the laid back, the kind of just like odd sort of like almost like high thoughts,
Yeah.
sort of like
Yeah.
shit that he'd put off. Yeah,
It's so
I have two
original to the
straws, in
point
case one
where
breaks out.
you hear people try to do it here and there and stand up.
Just doesn't
and it's
quite
like
hold,
we
yeah.
know what you're trying to do.
Yeah,
Stop
right,
it.
right.
It takes out the and the same with Stephen Wright. His raspy, low monotone.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
You can't recapture that. When he goes, that's done.
Oh,
like
man.
no one else is gonna do it the way Stephen Wright does.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like that was the era of like when comedy was starting, like stand-up comedy started blowing up. Like you always
Yep.
had the greats like Richard Pryor and
Yep.
Steve Martin and
Carlin.
Carlin,
stuff like
yeah,
that.
absolutely. But like there was an era, and I feel like it was just 2000, basically 2002 to 2006.
Yeah,
There
before
was
it
that-
died off.
Yeah, there was that period of just everybody was just, it was just blowing up, and there's so many fucking people coming out
Yep.
and just making it big. You know, like Mitch Hedberg, Dane Cook, Stephen Lynch, who I fucking love. Dimitri was out. I mean, there's so many of these fucking people,
Yeah.
and they were all good, and they were all like, for the most part, they were all pretty, unique.
Original, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, other than maybe Carlos Mencia, but
and it was
We talked about Dane Cook gotten a lot of shit too.
he did.
Not
he
that
did.
necessarily he wasn't original, but he got a lot of shit for not being original.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he was called out for
original
that.
in the sense of being the first to use MySpace as
Yeah.
I believe it.
promote his shows. And
Yeah.
everybody was like, "What are you doing?" He would just sit and play the acoustic guitar and respond to people on MySpace all day long, and
Yep.
then sell out clubs left and right.
He basically was the one that was merchandising.
and
Or
he
not
got shit in the
networking.
comedy realm from all his peers because he was only in it for like 2 years.
Yeah.
When he
Yeah.
was started selling out and got all, And
Yeah.
I've watched everything he's done. I don't particularly love it because of all the sound effects and his over the top
Like you
shit.
said, it's like 2.5 hours of obnoxious noise.
But yeah, those days were great for comedy, and I'm excited for comedy right now because it seems like it's popular again at the
Yeah.
moment. At the
getting-
last
It's starting to pick back
4
up.
or 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Netflix has been really kind of key on, I think,
They
doing some of that in
were,
the
but
in the
they're
last year or so.
teetering off a little bit.
Yeah.
It seems because it seems like they're not going for the funniest comedian. They're going for the
The biggest
draws.
hit.
the more
Kinda thing.
minorities as well. Yeah.
You're going a little more like PC about it.
Yeah. Thank you, Tim. Yes. So yeah, some of my favorite comedians are they try to sell their shit on Netflix. They're denied by Netflix, so they go to YouTube and do it themselves,
Yeah.
and they get like millions of views. And
Yep.
now Netflix is like, what's going on?
Yeah.
So I don't know.
For sure.
I feel like it really kind of disappoints me. I feel like Netflix is starting to turn into a studio.
Yeah.
Instead of a streaming device that wanted to do independent stuff. I feel like now they're turning into a mainstream
They absolutely
studio.
are. Yeah.
But they're still trying to sell themselves as independent. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're still trying to market as we're an independent kind of thing, which is true. Technically, it's true. They're still independent, but the way that they're doing things is starting to turn into a mainstream independent studio, because they're basically still taking everything from the world that a lot of, like, you wouldn't see Warner Brothers doing, or MGM taking things from, you know, Asia or Indonesia or anything. But Netflix they're taking anything.
Yeah.
They're worldwide,
very international. Yeah.
And that's where you get that independent thing still, because there's a lot of things from other countries that, you know, you're getting an independent thing, but they're basically, I feel like, running the business like it's a mainstream, one of the top 4 studios.
And to back your point up on this, is that the new David Spade fucking after party.
Yeah.
That show is ridiculous. It's I feel bad for him.
It's basically I think it was called the After Party, right?
Yeah.
It's basically just him and like a couple other comedians, like looking back at 2020, like through like just like.
Oh, this is new.
Yeah, this is newer, yeah,
Brand
for
new.
sure.
And it's there's only been like 2 or 3 episodes, but he interviews like Cobra Kai, the kids from Cobra Kai. It's all Netflix people.
Yeah.
So it just feels very mainstream
over the last year.
Yeah.
And this is David Spade?
Yeah.
David Spade is the lead on it. I think Fortune Feimster, I think that's how you say her name. Is
the lady. I don't know if I only saw the one with Bill Burr, her, and Cobra Kai, and then the other.
See, I haven't watched it, so I don't even know.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's similar to his show on Comedy Central.
Oh, okay.
Lights Out.
That's what I was just about to ask.
That got canceled after.
Like that show, Lights Out.
Like they just
it's the same setup, but it just
format and everything. Yeah.
The way you were talking about Netflix going to a mainstream thing really reminded me of that's how that show felt when I watched it. Sorry.
No, I started to roll over you. I apologize. It's just so weird to me what they choose to really put out there. Like, so like I go back to stand up for a minute. Like they were pumping out. You know, they were promoting Nate Bargatze's new one, which I actually like Nate Bargatze. I think he's hysterical.
Yeah.
But Nate Bargatze's not as big as Patton Oswalt. Patton Oswalt released a special a couple months back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Never heard a fucking word about it. I like having to find it on Netflix.
Yeah, same here.
Wow. Yeah.
Same
Okay.
here. And you know, I enjoyed it.
I did too.
Good.
I thought it was great.
Yep.
But
I like Patton Oswalt, but yeah, he's a big name.
Yeah, he's much bigger than Nate Bargatze, and like I didn't understand how it was that I didn't hear about Patton Oswalt having a new special.
Yeah.
Because I follow him on Facebook and stuff like that. Like I follow Netflix on Facebook. Someone should have fucking told me.
Yeah. Well, you know, and that's just it though. Like that's kind of the thing that these streaming devices or these apps, programs, whatever you want to call them, companies are doing. It seems like there's so much shit that is being pumped out every single week that they're basically only going to do what's being popular in the world. So that's why they came up with that 10 most popular or whatever,
top 10 or
top
whatever,
10 in the world.
Yeah.
It's in the world. And I think that's the issue though, is they went from let's just keep it America to let's keep it they're all over. They're the fucking world now.
But wouldn't you think like the idea of targeted ads, like Netflix should be able to say, well, he follows all this. Like I got plenty of shit about Nate Bargatze, who I follow on Facebook, but I also follow Patton Oswalt, and he put out shit before Nate Bargatze did.
Yeah,
and it's like, why didn't I get any notifications about that? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was my thought process. Like, why is it that? Why are they choosing to really pump out this stuff versus what ostensibly would probably be a bigger draw?
Yeah. Well, without being like a computer technician or developing algorithms or whatever that may be, just a programmer in general that works for Netflix, my only assumption, because I assume that they have an algorithm that bases off of what you watch, right? Because that's why you can like it or not like it.
Right.
At least that's what they used to do. You know,
Yeah.
and then they would show more things that you watch or that you liked at least, just like Spotify does or Amazon does, you know,
Yeah,
things like
yeah.
that. You like
how
this
they
song.
spy on us and
basically.
show us
And-
what we
Oh,
want.
yeah, you like this shit. You might like this shit too.
Yeah, I know Amazon fucking does it. Every time I'm popping on Amazon, I'm looking at like a, I don't know, fucking dildo to a tricycle. Next thing you know, I get a bunch of ads that says, here's a sex swing. So,
Hey, you like bottled water? How about a surfboard?
yeah, right. I'm like, how the fuck does this? It's like, I'm not even on Amazon and it's popping up on whatever. But,
You saw a blue jay outside. How about this bird catcher?
right. But I think that maybe the way that they're trying to do, the Netflix is trying to do it is they're trying to give a fair balance out to a little bit of everybody. So maybe because Patton Oswalt's a little bit more of a bigger name, and what was the other guy?
Nate Bargatze.
Nate Bargatze is not. Maybe he's being pushed a little bit more, or maybe because Patton Oswalt's older, he's been around a little
He's
bit
been
longer.
around forever. He seems like a really cool dude. So maybe he was like, nah, I don't want
It may
to. I don't
just
want
be
to
that
pay
he-
extra for the marketing.
And it
You
may
know,
just be
whatever.
that he
Maybe he's
doesn't
not,
need
though.
it. Like,
Huh?
You know what?
Yeah,
he might
that's
not
my
be.
best guess. I'm all
That's
just
the thing.
make
I don't
believe.
think you have to pay for marketing through Netflix. I think what it is Netflix basically pays you to go, hey, we'll give you this money. Let's do a stand-up thing, and then that's it.
well, yeah, and especially these last few, especially Patton Oswalt, the last few were all Netflix specials.
Yeah.
Like,
Now,
so I don't know.
saying that though, I will say that Netflix is ruling the world.
Yeah, for sure.
So they're monopolizing the streaming industry now. They have basically only 3 competitors.
Hulu, Disney Plus, and Amazon, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That is about it. I mean, you have, now we've talked about this on one of our episodes, Jason, but about the streaming wars, but that's what we're at. We're at a
HBO
streaming
Max
wars.
is creeping. But
Yeah.
It's creeping. So is Apple. So is like Apple TV. What the hell's the other one?
Well, the
I don't
new
know.
one is Paramount Plus, but
Yeah.
or like
I did see that
CBS or something.
I think
where they have
Peacock is
Picard.
another
yeah,
competitor at this point.
Peacock, yeah.
I mean, but the question is how many of those are just like little?
Those are network streamers, though. Like
Yeah.
Peacock and CBS, those are network streamers.
I mean, I don't know. It just it's
true.
a streaming cable.
Voodoo's probably the only other one I can think of.
Voodoo. That's where I purchase movies and rent
Is it?
movies.
Oh, is it?
yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I
And
don't
you
fucking
can
use it.
watch free shit with ads.
Even
on there.
Redbox basically went obsolete for tangible renting discs.
Oh yeah.
You
yeah.
find them outside of Walgreens. This is about all you can find them at.
Yeah.
Yeah, and now they went, well, now everybody else is streaming. We got on board with streaming.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Well, that's how Netflix started.
exactly, Netflix started at you would get it in the mail.
Redbox is basically the Internet Explorer of streaming services.
Oh, that's so true.
Nice.
Everybody else is using like, I don't know, fucking Chrome
Firefox
and
or Chrome.
Firefox, and yeah,
I had this great meme that I found. It was, I tried to explain to my daughter that, when Netflix first started, they sent you DVDs in the mail. And then it was like, oh, my 6-year-old in an old lady voice. Back in my day, the internet came in the mail.
actually it did. It used to
AOL discs,
AOL
yeah.
discs, yep.
I was just AOL. Holy shit.
I knew guys that fucking had stacks of those.
Yep.
Yeah.
My stepdad was one of those. Yep.
I can still hear the fucking sound when you picked up the phone when someone was using the internet.
Yeah.
The fucking static you'd catch, like when you picked it up, put it to your ear,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
and someone was on the internet, and it'd be like, Shh, hang up the internet, I have to call somebody.
Right. I remember every time that you would answer,
lot of
you would
fights.
pick up the phone while somebody was trying to dial in. It would either take like extra super long or it'd kick you off.
Yep.
That's the bitch of it right there. Is like I'm trying to watch my porn, and all of a sudden, bam!
I'm
kid
13
picks
years
up the
old. I have
phone
things
and-
to do, goddammit.
Yeah, no, man, that was so long. And the weird thing is, it wasn't that long ago. It really wasn't that long ago. I mean, it was in the 90s.
Was it you and I
Yeah,
talking
but
about?
the pace of the way things are moving and changing, I want to argue that I feel like it feels like it's longer than it
Yeah.
is.
Well, it's because, was it you and I were talking about this, or I can't remember what I talked about this, but we're in that generation that lived in both sides.
Yes.
Before the internet and after.
Yes.
Like, so I don't know. It's a weird spot to be in. So like everything seems like it's moving really fast, but it's not at the same time.
Well, so if you want to look at like the technology,
I used the rotary phone.
Technology thing, it's actually what I'm going to bring up is phones. Phones is what I was going to bring up. So cell phones, right? So 1994 to 1995, literally almost overnight, 1995, cell phones that we have very similar now just blew the fuck up.
Yeah.
But we've had cell phones since the 80s.
Oh yeah, car phones and shit like that.
Yeah, you had to be a lobbyist to fucking be able to afford it.
You had a giant, you had a suitcase that you would carry around
and
with a goddamn
cancer
phone.
If you used it for more than 5 seconds.
Or you had this giant fucking military airstrike phone that you carry around. But you had a cell phone. You had this giant antenna you had to pull out.
Yep.
But you had a cell phone. Those were in the 80s. But then in 1994 to 1995, within that 1 year period, basically right overnight, fucking half the population started getting the flip phones, this little hell phones, or like the Nokia,
not a Nokian.
the Nokian.
Written in angel script.
Right.
Nokia.
Those fucking bricks.
And then
Nokia's
the BlackBerry, and then the flip
BlackBerry
phones.
came
and
along.
then they started evolving. Yeah, BlackBerry and shit. Then
the Razor.
The Razor was so popular too. I didn't understand.
I had the Razor and I was like, "This is cool," but like, what's the big deal about it?
I didn't understand. Yeah, the little sidekick. I don't know.
I had a sidekick. Palm Pilots.
Palm Pilots.
Yeah. I gave my ex black eye with the sidekick.
Okay.
That actually sounds bad. Context, I guess.
All right,
Okay, Chuck Norris.
On that.
We might need a story because
Got a Van Damme over here.
Just Chuck Norris from the shit out of her. No, I got super. We both had sidekicks at the time. I was with the phone we had. I don't know why we had them.
Did you name yours Robin?
No. I don't remember having mine for long, but I got super drunk one night, and she was not happy with me because I was shithoused. And
Seems to be a trend in his relationships.
I'm not. Apparently, she didn't find me entertaining as a drunk. But she was sitting on the bed, and she's got the sidekick held up above her face, typing shit. And I just ran and Superman dove over her into bed, and apparently knocked it into her face, and just it dropped corner first into her eye. She had a big fucking bruise the next day. Apparently, she left me in a puddle of my own vomit that night.
Once again, there
well
seems to be a
deserved,
motif.
and that's how hefty the phones were back then.
Yeah.
And thank you for the story because that doesn't sound so bad now.
While portable, not exactly convenient.
No, I mean, look at the
right.
fucking Nokia phone, man. You could run over those goddamn things with a car, and they would still be just fine.
Yep.
I mean, I wouldn't suggest it, but you could do it.
What?
It's not. It's almost like Napoleon Dynamite when Uncle Rico is selling Tupperware, and he's like, "They're so sturdy, I can run them over." And he tries it, and it crashes. He's like, "Oh crap!" and just drives away. That's kind of how I'd feel. So don't go running over your phones, but
don't go run over your phones. Sorry.
And that happened.
I was hoping you'd continue. That was awesome.
So, but going back into the phones,
the song.
In 94, 95, like I said, overnight it kind of went up. And then ever since then, it was just this progressive, the phones kept getting more and more and more. And basically, I feel like the phones were what, amplified technology, evolvement. Because the computers were, falling behind the phones. And it wasn't until maybe, 10 years ago that the computers and the phones started to, merge together. Yeah. And you realize, oh shit, now.
Yeah, and then we had tablets.
Right. Yeah. Well, then you realize that this little hand computer,
laptop,
and laptop have the same abilities. It's weird because they went from getting bigger to smaller to smaller to smaller, like Zoolander makes fun of. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then they kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger again.
Yeah.
So
what was the advent of being able to stream movies and stuff on your phone? All of a sudden, you needed a phone big enough to watch shit on.
Right? Yeah, I need a magnifying glass to watch, Chuck Norris sidekick people.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I didn't get my first phone until I was 19, and it was a tiny little prepaid flip phone.
Which I feel like you had when I met you.
Probably.
You had a flip phone. I don't know if it was the flip phone.
No, it wasn't that flip phone. No, that flip phone didn't last very long.
I remember I had a buddy of mine that we used to drive around, and he had a flip phone, and he would sit there and drive and have one hand just tapping buttons. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing?
Yep.
He's like, oh, texting. Like, are you writing a novel? Because you've been tapping those buttons for the last 10 minutes.
That was me.
Well, back then you got to hit the same button.
Oh yeah.
You know, to get the right letter.
That was me.
He'd be hitting like, he'd type out a paragraph as we're rolling down the highway. I'm like,
Wow.
bro, pay attention.
That was me, man. I used to do the same shit. I would drive and then I'd just have my phone. I would rest my arm. I'd do the whole like slouch down. And I'd just be texting while I didn't have to look at what I was texting.
Yeah, see,
I just knew what I was typing, and I would just.
This dude didn't drive a Jeep like you. He drove a Chevy.
I didn't have a Jeep at this time. I had my Ford, '96 Ford Escort.
He drove a Chevy Cavalier.
And the type of car matters how?
I don't know. It was smaller. I'm just assuming.
The Cavalier was it's probably about the same. Actually, it was probably
a two-door Cavalier.
It's probably about the same size as my Ford Escort. The '96 Ford Escort. I mean, it was a four-door.
Station wagon?
No.
Yeah.
Mine was. It was just
Last
a little.
Escort I saw was a station wagon. So
It was just a little Ford Escort. We
used to call the Escort I rolled around in the Escrat.
Yeah.
Nice.
It was my fun car. I beat the shit out of that thing, but I also fixed a lot of shit on that myself.
It's a Ford, so it's meant to be beating the shit out of. That's why they're called built Ford tough.
Yeah, oh man, there's so many things I used to do with that car that I'm amazed I didn't get in trouble for. Like I used to go in reverse down the streets and shit, and then 180.
Yeah.
I was basically playing Dukes of Hazzard with that car. There's a bump like so going from like Big Lake, right, from the back roads Monticello to Big Lake, you go off like one of the little back roads.
Yeah.
And there is a train track, right, but it has just enough lip where if you go just fast enough, you get some.
I already see where this is going.
So yeah, but the only issue is it's right there at the stoplight too. So basically, you hit it and then
You
immediately
land and
you slide on you slam on the brakes. So, but yeah, that was my fun car. I don't remember how we got there. It was phones. That's right.
Yep, phones to cars.
So okay, so your choice of streaming options, like there's so many of them. I feel like we all have our go-to because we all have we all have a little bit of a difference, and stuff like that. But what is it? I know it has to do with your moods, but primarily, what is the one that you watch on the most between like Amazon, Hulu, Disney Plus?
It really
Vudu,
depends on what shows grabbing my attention because I will go months without Netflix, like watching anything.
Yep.
Because I'll be on Hulu, whatever shows out, or Amazon Prime, Vudu,
Well, then right now.
movie, and then I'll be like questioning, like, should I cancel Netflix? And then I'll check it out, and then then I find a whole bunch of new shit, or they throw old movies on there for me to watch and give me that nostalgia.
That is the one reason why I don't cancel anything because of that fucking reason. The same reason.
I'm the same way as Jason. Like. We talked about this last episode. Like, I just started getting into Lucifer, which is like why I'm back on watching Netflix now. But other than that, I pretty much stick to like Hulu, or I've been watching 8 out of 10 Cast Does Countdown on YouTube. Those are the shows I kind of dig right now.
But Lucifer, I've heard great things, and didn't Netflix like pick that show up after it got canceled
Fox
or something like that?
Fox did it for 2 or 3 seasons.
Right.
2 seasons, I think, and then Netflix picked it up for the next 3.
It was later than that.
Oh, they
more
gave
than
it
that.
3 more?
They have up to 5.
Well, yeah, they did
5 or 6 seasons right now because they're coming out with a new one shortly.
Well, Netflix started on season 3, so I think
it was really that early.
I think Fox did only the first 2 seasons.
All right.
I don't know what it is about these comic book shows, like, and them just being canceled out of pocket. Like, because it seems like it's not that any of them are doing terribly. But, like, they're just getting canceled. Like, it happened to all the Netflix ones, like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, all seem to be doing really well. Everyone seemed to love them, and then Netflix just went, nah.
Well, the Marvel ones, I feel like they got canceled because of Marvel.
I say it could be the rights. Sure, it could be who owns the rights and what they want to do with it. Because I know that for a long time, I think we had talked about this maybe at work or something, but there's for a long time, you couldn't intertwine anything because of the rights, right?
Yeah.
So like one of the biggest things was
Fantastic Four never got done by Marvel because Fox owned it.
Yeah. Yes. And same with like the Spider-Mans, the same with like X-Men, right? But now Disney owns all of it.
All of it, yeah.
So now they're able to do whatever the fuck they want.
Fox
When
suck
Disney
it.
started running the monopolizing, that's when I feel like the Marvel shows got canceled from Netflix. And I know I'm pretty sure I can say this as a fact that the guy from Daredevil,
Charlie Cox.
Yeah.
he's gonna be in the new Spider-Man movie.
Yeah.
Really?
That's
he's
supposed to be. Yeah, he's supposed to take reprise his role.
They're gonna bring these people into the Marvel movies as we go forward. I believe
Charlie Cox.
exactly. Yeah,
I thought he was
Phenomenal,
great.
wasn't he?
Daredevil.
Oh my god!
Especially because the only ever thing I've ever seen him in was Stardust, and he wasn't doing anything action packed or anything. It was an action fantasy adventure story, but
forgot
never
that
really
was
saw.
him.
Yeah, that's him. But I never seen him in anything else, and I heard once again I was proven completely wrong. I heard, he's gonna play the new, Matt Murdock Daredevil in the new Netflix Daredevil show. I'm like, how is he? He's not gonna do very good. Proven entirely wrong by the fucking first episode. I'm like, oh my god, it's fucking phenomenal.
He was phenomenal. Vincent D'Onofrio as Kingpin was phenomenal.
Best Kingpin.
There will never be a better Kingpin.
No, and I hope to God that they bring him over too.
Yep.
I would love to see that. I feel like it probably won't though.
I doubt
I would love to see it, but I don't know. I feel like we're done with Kingpin. I have that feeling. I don't want it to be. It just it's a
the role,
It's a good point. It's been told so much. Yeah.
The guys they had in those
And the video
Netflix shows
games
between Daredevil, The Punisher, Luke Cage. I know that Iron Fist got a lot of shit. I thought he did fine.
Second season was better.
Yeah.
The lady saved the show a lot, but it's just that dude. I didn't like.
It's just he was so flat. The Iron Fist is a much better character than they portrayed him to be.
Yeah.
That's the issue. The comics, there wasn't enough justice being done. I don't think it was a terrible show. It was still entertaining.
I watched it all, but I was.
It was okay.
It was my least favorite out of the 4 or 5.
My understanding of Iron Fist was he's not as emotionally driven as it seemed like he was in the show.
He's also a lot more. In the show, he's big pussy.
Yeah.
There's no. He is a. What is this? He's just a fucking beast of a martial artist.
He's a force of nature.
Yeah, he's a badass. He's one of those guys where he's almost undefeated. Like he doesn't get his ass kicked as much as he did in the show.
My understanding,
and it was just so disappointing.
Iron Fist to me, my understanding is that he is disciplined to the point where he can utilize his powers.
Yes, absolutely.
And in the show, he has virtually no discipline.
No,
and he's like a child.
He's a hot mess.
Yeah, he's petulant. Like he's like a child.
Now I can understand that they did it for dramatic reasonings, for story, whatever.
Yeah, fine.
But that's the problem. Is it tore the character. It didn't do the justice. It could have been done better.
Could
it have been cast better? I feel like, I don't know, I could be wrong. I had a problem with that actor.
I don't know. I don't think he did bad.
I don't know.
For the way the show was written, if you're gonna take that writing, he did fine.
Okay.
But if they improve the writing and do a better job of it, I'm sure they can cast it better.
Who would you envision, Jason, if it wasn't this guy and maybe it was a little bit better? Who would you envision?
No, man, I'm not familiar with the Iron Fist fucking comic books and all the backstory, so I wouldn't even know how to answer that.
I just know him in the costume personally, so like I don't know what he looks like outside of it. But his name's Danny.
So yeah, I feel wrong for judging him as an actor, or I don't know, for hating him. But not an actor, so I shouldn't say shit.
The problem is the show. It just fell flat with the character.
Yeah.
The only one that kept that show really going was the chick. The
sidekick. The lady.
And it added a lot more to the hand because you really want to know. Yeah, because you really want to know more about the hand.
Took me a minute.
And you because you didn't get enough from the hand from Daredevil, so you get more from here, and that was super cool. But that was about it. That was the only thing really worse.
What's kind of cool is that they set up another show and do Heroes for Hire if they really wanted to.
See, and I'd be down for that. I even have a couple Heroes for Hire comic books.
Because who's in it? It's
the
Colleen
Fox,
Wing,
the chick with the robot arms.
Yeah, the cop
police.
from Luke Cage.
Something Fox. What's her fucking name?
Oh wow.
Misty Fox, I think is her name.
No,
Misty?
I don't think it's
no,
Fox.
No, Fox.
It's Misty something or other.
It's Misty. Yeah, you're right. Misty something. But yeah, she has the robot arms.
Yeah, because she gets it cut off in that one episode.
See, and Luke Cage was good. They did a great job at that. Why did that have to get canceled?
Oh, yeah, that's what I mean. Like,
they didn't even have a season 3.
I think it
was just season 2, right?
Well,
just
the
2
same
seasons?
thing with Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, and Iron Fist all only had 2 seasons, and Daredevil got a 3rd one, but that was he came early enough that he was that was
well, it was the start. Yeah,
they were all getting the axe at that same time, so like he was able to get a 3rd one in, and you had the Defenders.
Jessica Jones didn't have a 3rd season.
I thought
no, it was only the 2.
I think
I thought they had a 3rd season.
Dave Tennant's season, and then
because it goes Daredevil, Jessica.
This was
the second one.
I think the second season was Typhoid Mary, I believe.
Yeah, because like you had Daredevil, and then you had Jessica Jones that came out, and then Luke Cage. Luke Cage came out.
Yeah,
3rd.
I think.
And Jessica Jones was. I didn't know a lot about the character other than she's super strong and durable.
I don't think they wrote the comics until after the show came out or something like that.
She was her own character before that. She was in the comics. She's married to Luke Cage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, her and Jessica Jones have a kid together.
Okay.
I don't think she did. Okay. I remember reading something.
She's been around for a little while.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the Purple
she's another
Man,
part of Heroes for Hire, I think.
Because Purple Man, and they led up to that.
Yeah.
They totally led up to that happening, but I think it'd be kind of cool if they did, as long as it didn't turn into a kind of a disappointing crap show like The Defenders.
You didn't like the Defenders? I enjoyed it. It was short. What was it? 6 episodes? 8 episodes? It was nice and brief, and it was action packed. And
I was okay with it, but I don't know.
I
felt very blah about it.
Yeah.
I have to admit that I kind of got choked up a little bit when Daredevil sacrificed himself at the end.
That was good.
Yeah,
that was good. And I like the restaurant scene.
Yep.
Yeah,
that's the one.
But I don't know. To me,
it sticks in my head as well.
I don't know. It kind of felt. Maybe, to be honest, maybe it was just Iron Fist really didn't belong.
Yeah.
He does, but not this. It didn't work.
Not in that context.
It just didn't fit well with the delivery or whatever it was.
Because the only one I would say is that Daredevil would whip all of their asses.
Yeah. Daredevil is my favorite because every fucking martial art or a fighting scene, there was no choppy cutting of scenes.
Yep.
They did with Iron Fist.
It was. I don't know if it was the real dude actually doing the fighting or
Charlie Cox. It was.
Okay, that's awesome.
He trained
because they wouldn't cut. It would just be long scenes of him kicking ass for minutes
in the dark hallway.
The hallway for sure.
Yes, that was an intense
every
scene.
time he fights in that fucking show, it's no choppy bullshit. That action
it's one
shit,
uncut shot.
And I haven't seen anything that smooth and since like Bruce Lee or some shit. I don't know.
Other fight scene that I can recall, because I don't watch a lot of kung fu movies and things like that or anything, but the only one fight scene that I've heard it's been comparable, and then the Daredevil did one step better, was Daredevil had the hallway, but it was a rotating thing, consistently rotating and coming back and then rotating and this and that. But the only other fight scene that I've heard comparable that's done that is Old Boy. The original Old Boy.
Nice. I haven't seen the original. I saw the one with Josh Brolin, but I never saw the original.
I'm talking about the original, the Korean version. That guy comes down a fucking ramp and he just destroys every fucking person. And it's just one goddamn take.
Original.
It's
good. I didn't mind the remake, but the original, the Korean version was so much better.
I think that's the only one I've seen. I don't remember
so much.
The reveal at the end, I was like,
right? It was fucking twisted.
Yeah.
That was fucked up. I think that's what I liked about the film was it was super original. And it was super it was like fucking twisted because the guy gets captured and he's in prison for what, 20 years?
Yeah.
I'm like, that is just insane to think about. and then he gets released out of
In
nowhere.
prison, he's just like kept in a room or something.
Yeah, he's kidnapped. He's kept in a room. He's like given fucking egg. Well, in the Josh Brolin version, he's given Chinese takeout every day.
Yeah.
He's eating egg rolls and dumplings and shit.
It's not too far from the original. But
That was my understanding. Was they held pretty well, but not
for the most part.
not awesome, but like
unfortunately,
well.
like what Americans love to do is we think that we can do it better, so we'll take other shit, steal it, make it, and it's still not as good.
Yeah.
We did that with the fucking Grudge. Dude, have you ever seen the original Grudge?
Is that
The
De Niro
Japanese,
and
the Japanese Grudge movie?
Oh no, I haven't seen that.
The Grudge, like the horror film
Oh, I
about
think I'm
it's
thinking
like
of-
The Ring, but
Oh.
it's The Grudge.
Thinking
The
of a boxing
the
movie,
Grudge had
okay.
the ghost that kind of makes like a weird like rocking chair sound.
Yeah, whatever it is, I think the original had the American. I mean,
Sarah Michelle Gellar's in the first one. Yeah.
Yep. It was terrible.
Yeah.
But the original, the Japanese version, fucking terrifying.
Well, I talk about terrible. Did you see the third Grudge?
No, because I didn't like
Jesus.
any of
The
it.
fact that they made a third
They
Grudge is
just came out
terrible.
with one not that long ago.
The third one, like they're
I
trying
don't know
to
if I've
defeat.
ever seen.
The third one, they're trying to defeat the ghost, and like the protagonist is like falls in love with this like Asian chick in the building, and they defeat the ghost, but she dies and comes back as a different ghost.
Oh, that was pointless.
Instead of like being based in water like the other one is, this
Wow.
one's based in like air, so she's fucking floating around like a kite.
So
It's stupid.
I believe that's called counterproductive.
Yeah.
I think it's called taking advantage of your audience. Like, oh, you guys love this so much,
absolutely.
we can just write the fucking bare minimum, and you're gonna just pay for
That
it
should
anyways.
be the American Hollywood slang.
Hey, come watch this, stupid.
Come watch it. Exactly. Check this out, dumbass.
We know you already seen it. Shut up and sit down.
But yeah, Daredevil's
Give
my
us your
favorite
money.
because of those Birdman type of shots with the fighting, if you know what I mean, from the Birdman movie, Michael Keaton. And then their dialogue on the good versus bad and what's wrong and what's right, like it gets pretty like long-winded with their conversations about what's right and wrong, but
Who was I talking to?
they're very well
I probably had this
written, and
conversation
they're
with you.
Great
What was
questions. So I don't know.
I feel like I was talking to you about this. That Batman and Daredevil have a very similar. They're comparable
Oh,
to
yes.
to
Comparable
you know,
backgrounds and everything, like essentially. Yeah.
Yep, and
when it
and
comes
it's-
down to the
Money is the only
but when
difference.
it
The
comes,
right and wrong.
definitely money. Yeah, for sure. One's poor, one. There's a lot of duality, but there's also parallels.
Yep.
The thing about Batman compared to Matt Murdock, though, so Bruce Wayne and Matt Murdock, I guess, or Batman and Daredevil, their ethnic code. Batman has a breaking
I think
point.
you mean ethics code,
Yeah, it
not
is.
ethnic code.
Ethnic code,
That's
what
a-
I meant.
that's a dicey
Ethics-
statement.
Ethics code, not ethnic.
really Mr. Black
Ethics
Eye guy. over
code.
here.
They call him the Black Knight for a reason. They call him the Man in Red. Actually, they don't call him that. Call him the Red Devil. Call him the Devils of Hell's Kitchen. But
You and your codes.
the point was that Batman has a breaking point,
Yeah.
and he's done it in several times in the comics. Matt Murdock or Daredevil,
He won't.
he won't. He
That's
refuses.
why-
He will not kill anybody, no matter what. And they did a phenomenal job
With him and the Punisher.
in the Punisher.
Yeah.
Exactly, because the Punisher, Steve Rogers, Captain America in the comics, Steve Rogers says that the Punisher, he hates the Punisher, despises the Punisher. And Steve Rogers, who's supposed to idolize justice and what's right about America, says that he will kill the Punisher. He will kill Frank Castle if it wasn't so much that he's more valuable alive. He
Oh,
basically
wow.
says that if he had any chance, he would kill him himself.
Yep.
And this is Steve Rogers, who's supposed to be...
He's the embodiment of America.
Yeah.
Like, he's supposed to embody all the ideals of America.
But he basically said, yeah, he would kill because he's a psychopath.
Yeah.
Frank Castle is a
he
psychopath.
really is, yeah. And he thinks he's doing it for the right reasons or killing the right people.
Now, he's
what he
basically
thinks
a
he's
greater
doing.
evil because he's doing good, but he's doing it in a very bad way. And yeah, I think that's probably
Do you mean a lesser evil?
he's a greater evil. I don't mean a lesser evil because
Okay,
there is no lesser
I'm
evil.
trying to-
What I mean by a greater evil is that he isn't considered evil, but everything he does is evil.
Yeah.
But
Are you trying
it's
to say he's evil for the greater good?
basically.
Okay.
That's exactly what it is. He's evil for the greater good. But
he's lawful. He's lawful.
He'd be lawful.
And his backstory with the family and all that shit.
Yeah.
So you kind of have that sympathy thing. Okay.
That's a
I didn't know about that with Captain America and Punisher. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
As they are opposite sides of the spectrum.
I couldn't tell you
two sides
which
of the same,
comic.
two sides of the same coin, essentially.
Yeah, I couldn't tell you which comic, but it's the only person that Captain America said he would kill with his own hands.
Wow.
If he had a chance. But
And he's fighting Nazis.
That's true. But yeah, because he's a psychopath. And honestly, yeah, Frank Castle is a psychopath.
Yeah.
I think the only thing that appeals to people about Frank Castle is he gets shit done.
Yeah.
He has guns ablazing. They have a fairly new comic book that came out 2 years ago called The Cosmic Ghost Rider.
Oh yeah, it's where he takes on the.
Frank Castle takes on as Ghost Rider. So what it is he goes down, he makes a deal with Mephisto, and he takes on the role as Ghost Rider in space.
Well, doesn't something else happen? Because he takes on the role of Ghost Rider, but doesn't he get the? Doesn't something happen with like the Silver Surfer or Galactus or something like that? So he gets the cosmic powers from that. I thought that was right. Oh,
No.
maybe I'm wrong. I thought
he just gets the capabilities from. I mean, he makes the deal.
Yeah.
That becomes Ghost Rider. That's all. That's how he becomes the Ghost Rider.
I thought there was a reason he ended up in space.
There might be. I didn't read the comic.
Yeah.
I just thought it was fucking bizarre. I'm curious.
I was super bummed that Hulu never got to make the Ghost Rider show that they were going to do.
Yeah, because weren't they going to take it from?
They were going to take the one
Shields
that
of
showed
Agent,
up at Agents
right?
of Shield.
Yeah, there you go.
The whose name escapes me now, but the one that drove the Mustang,
Yep.
not the motorcycle.
I actually thought it was decent too. That was
I
the
thought
last.
he was well done.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Like that whole thing.
Yeah.
I think all three of us, we've talked about this, but that show just kind of.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Yeah.
I tapered off after the third season.
I couldn't
The
finish it.
second
I
they
watched the
left in space.
first few episodes and I couldn't do it.
See, for me, I got to the Ghost Rider part, and then
Yeah.
I just was like, well, I don't know.
I watched a few episodes of them being in space, and I was kind of like, okay, I think I'm done.
And I think the only reason why you're watching it is they do fill in some gaps from like the movies and stuff.
It was the
Yeah.
continuity they filled
Exactly.
in.
Yeah. But the only reason why you're watching is because of Carson.
Yeah, Carlson.
Coulson.
Yes.
Coulson. He's
That
the
one
only
guy.
reason why you're intrigued.
Clark
because,
Gregg is the actor. Let's go with that.
because he died, and then you're like, well, here he is again. And
Yeah,
then
and then you find out that they like resurrected him using the Chitauri blood or whatever.
something like that.
Some
It
weird
was
fucking
some kind of
procedure.
weak ass excuse or something. I don't know.
There was like
was
Chitauri blood was
unsatisfying,
something,
I
and
don't
then there was like surgeries and shit.
So I made
I
like
thought he was
three
a clone,
episodes.
to be honest. Because
Well,
the way
there's
that they made it seem like he wasn't the real
Yeah, well,
Coulson
there's
in
that
it.
one part where he's having that flashback to the actual like procedure, and they're like they've got his skull open, and they're fucking doing shit to his. He's
Right.
like, just let me die.
RoboCopped him.
And I was like, whoa, wait a minute, this is like ABC shit. We shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah, I don't know. The Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., it wasn't terrible, but I didn't give two fucks about anything that was going on.
So the
Like
only
the
things
characters
that,
or whatever.
The only things that were of note to me, well, obviously Ghost Rider was really cool. I was really
That was really
I
cool.
was really up for Ghost Rider. They set up the Inhumans, which didn't do really well.
I tried watching that too, and I was just like, this is
It
blah.
was boring.
The Inhumans
Very
are
boring.
way better than this.
Yeah. Even though they got the fucking guy from Hell on Wheels and the bastard that died in Game of Thrones. But like, yeah, those are the two things that were really of note. And then there was like the Mockingbird, I think was the chick. I think it's Mockingbird. But her and like her husband, like they were supposed to go off and have their own show, and that fucking flopped.
I
Like
don't remember that.
it was like second season somewhere.
Yeah, I don't remember. I don't remember that at all.
It's the chick from Legion,
I didn't watch Legion. Or are you talking about
the Paul
The
Bettany.
Paul
movie.
Bettany?
Yeah.
Oh,
So that chick, I think Adrian Palicki or something like that is her name.
Oh.
She played Mockingbird in the show.
I don't remember her in there. You're talking about the chick that was in the Orville, right? Seth
Yes.
MacFarlane? Yeah,
Yes.
okay, yeah. I don't remember her.
She was in like second season.
I don't remember at all.
Oh, that's fine.
Shows you how much I remember.
But there's a reason the fucking show flopped apparently.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's really the only things that came out of the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for me. Like,
it's a shame because it had so much potential. I know a lot of people like it, and I'm not going to hate on it or anything.
There was
just,
the one really cool part where like they were cleaning up right after Thor: The Dark World.
Yep.
Like that episode was super cool.
Yep.
Because it was literally they were doing cleanup the day after.
Yeah, that's that continuity of that.
Right, and that's
so temporary relief.
But
like,
they got away from that real quick though.
Entertainment.
Like it seemed like after the second season, or like after some around second season, they really got away from it and just like moved into their own shit.
Yeah. One thing about today's audience is you can't have plot holes because.
No,
the people
you'll lose
will
them real quick.
Yeah, the people will fucking
they'll make
call
YouTube
you out on
videos
that shit.
all about it all day,
right?
Yeah,
like they're just people will just tear
Especially
it
the
apart.
comic book ones. Like the comic book ones are really where you run into those comic books and Star Wars.
Yeah,
really where you run into those issues.
I mean,
like,
that's why Deadpool did it so well by cleaning up the timeline.
Yep. Yeah.
So can ask for a better way to.
Ain't no one
start
bitching
fresh.
about Deadpool.
Yeah, I can't complain. I finally watched both seasons, or both movies.
Yeah.
God, I wish they were seasons.
Right.
God, I can't get enough of that shit.
Jamie Foxx is going back to doing fucking like sitcoms. Why can't Ryan Reynolds do it?
So, I heard that Jamie Foxx wants to appear back as Electro.
I remember reading something about that.
Him as
I'm looking forward.
I didn't either. I don't like Andrew Garfield. That's all.
Yeah, that's fine.
At least as Spider-Man, I guess. I hadn't seen him in too much, but
I will say the ending of the second Spider-Man with Andrew Garfield, when Emma Stone dies. I can't remember. Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
That whole bit actually choked me up.
It was
I
very
thought that
proper.
was well done.
Yeah, it was very proper though. It was very appropriate. It took it right out of the comics. But
I didn't care for him as Spider-Man.
No.
My whole thing is I didn't mind the movies. I thought the movies were entertaining. I thought they looked cool. Whatever. It was him. He didn't do it for me. Like, I
think you said it on the last episode.
Yeah.
The duality thing, right?
Yeah. So I have this. I'm gonna just repeat myself, but I have this thing about dual identities and actors who are playing them.
Yeah.
Yep. And when you have a dual identity, especially when you're wearing a mask, like Batman or Superman or whatever, you're completely different. There seems to be
put on glasses like if you're Superman.
I mean, that's true. How do you not know that?
Bruce Wayne to Batman, Clark Kent to Superman.
But yeah, so like,
and,
it all started with the first Spider-Man movie. Is when I started getting this feel, because as much as I enjoyed the Sam Raimi's fucking Spider-Mans, they were fun, entertaining. They were like, I don't know, cartoony kind of feel for live action. And
there was levity to them.
There really was. But my issue was that Tobey Maguire, although he didn't do a terrible job by any means, he wasn't a very good Spider-Man. He was a decent Peter Parker. But he didn't, to me, have that bravado that Spider-Man, that edgy, witty, badass type whatever that Spider-Man is, but he was a decent Peter Parker. He really pulled off that nerdiness, kind of quirky, whatever.
And I believe what you said going into the Amazing Spider-Man, vice versa.
It was vice versa. Andrew Garfield he was not a Peter Parker. He was I'm too cool for school mentality, and that's not at all what Peter Parker was about. He was way too angsty and edgy, and Peter Parker was not until he became...
Peter Parker's a nerd.
He's a fucking nerd.
He was the nerd,
But he had the right attitude as Spider-Man, but he wasn't as funny or witty. That was the only big issue as the Spider-Man version. He had the edginess. He had the attitude, but he just wasn't witty enough. It didn't come off like a proper Spider-Man should. And then you have fucking Tom Holland, who just fucking killed it both ways.
Oh, yeah.
Who also looks like the perfect middle between Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. If you really think about it, he's the perfect middle.
I know, right? Nice.
But you know what does the justice is, yes, he's a talented actor to begin with.
Yeah.
But he's also of age.
Yeah.
He's basically a teenager himself, which was appropriate. Instead of having a 30-year-old man play a 19-year-old person, or a 20-something, late 20-year-old playing a 19-something, you have a 19-year-old playing a 19 or a 16-year-old something, So I think it really worked. It was the younger generation, and
I've got to watch those because I haven't seen them yet.
oh, they're so fucking good. Especially Michael Keaton as Vulture was
exactly
great.
what I was gonna say. Are you serious?
great.
My favorite thing that I've seen on the internet is that Tom Holland is basically said that anytime he did fight scenes with Michael Keaton just kept whispering, "I'm Batman."
Hell yeah!
And I love the idea.
Michael Keaton's so funny.
I love the idea that may actually be true.
I believe it to be true.
I believe it to be true. Did you know Michael Keaton had a quick blip of stand-up?
Stand-up, yeah, he did stand-up for a few years before he got it, yeah.
I would love to see that.
That's hysterical.
Yeah. I'd love to see that. But
yeah, you see you see a scene in the Comedy Store documentary on Hulu. Or Cinemax, maybe, or whatever it is.
I don't know that one. Let's try and find that.
It's like a 6-episode documentary about the Comedy Store where they pass you. They don't the Pauly Shore's mom, Mitzi, or whatever. Yeah, all
now
that
Pauly
shit.
Shore runs it.
So they go through the 70s to the Rogan days to the nowadays. And they show us him doing some shit, and it's pretty fucking funny.
I believe it. He's got charisma.
Oh yeah,
He's
you can't
great.
do the variety of shit that he's done without having that level of charisma. I think yeah. Because he's done Batman, he's done Mr. Mom or
Beetlejuice, Mr.
Mom. He's all over the place.
Multiplicity.
Yep.
Yeah, he's done everything.
Yep.
Even fucking Birdman. Yeah.
Did you guys ever see the movie where it's him and Andy Garcia? I think I can't remember the name of the movie, but like he's like a convicted murderer. And Andrew Garcia's son has like leukemia, and Andrew Garcia is an FBI agent that put him away, and he's the only match for his son. Huh. So like he has to convince him to be a donor, and he agrees, and then escapes.
Interesting.
And then like Andrew Garcia's trying to track him down, and then like at the end like he has this like I'm struggling to remember it right, but like I feel like this weird like. It's not even a change of heart. It's like he was angling to do this the whole time, but like he was just fucking with people at the same time. And he ends up donating at the end anyway.
Why not?
Like, he just was like off. He was just like, he bugged out and did a bunch of shit and then came back and donated.
Huh.
It seems like an original movie I missed out on.
Yeah.
I want to say it's like mid 90s because it's like Michael Keaton's not looking old.
Write that down.
And Andrew Garcia's still looking, pretty.
What's this
young
called?
I can't remember. I gotta fucking find it now.
When you do, well, fucking,
Hold on, Google's
I'm just gonna Google Michael Keaton films. Apparently,
while you do that, I'm gonna talk about the Batman identity. So the same thing about the dual identity was Batman. You basically have a good Bruce Wayne or a good Batman, and I'm not gonna touch like the Michael Keatons or the original because you're dealing with.
It's already been established.
Yeah, it's a little different, but it's starting with like Christopher Nolan's Batman. I thought that Christian Bale was a good Batman, not that believable as a Bruce Wayne. And then I thought that Ben Affleck. I thought Ben Affleck had both worlds. I thought Ben Affleck was a good Bruce Wayne. I thought he was actually top notch as a Bruce Wayne, and he just came off as a badass Batman.
I think Ben Affleck's a good actor in general, so I think he just can
I'm not a
handle
big
it.
and I'm not an ass flack kind of.
What's that?
I'm just making fun of.
He's making
Ben Affleck. Yeah. I'm not a big fan of Ben Affleck, but he's talented and he has movies I really like. Yeah. And I especially have movies that I like him in.
I mean, I'm sure, from what I can tell, he's a chode in real life, but I mean, I think he's a talented actor.
Yep.
The movie, by the way, is called Desperate Measures.
Desperate Measures, interesting.
That title sounds familiar, but I don't think I've seen
1998 is when it came out.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah, Desperate Measures.
Robert Pattinson, or
I'm actually kind of intrigued to see how this goes.
Excited. I think this guy, he's a really good actor. Obviously,
he's talented.
What he's famous for doesn't do his reputation justice.
Nope.
He's famous,
but that's not on him. Like those things were written terribly and fucking shot terribly. Whatever. It was just not my thing. But I'm looking forward to him, and people are talking shit left and right, Twilight, Batman, this and that. But I think he's gonna kill both parts. Is my guess.
So see, I'll let Aaron.
So yeah, I was just curious about your guys' opinion on this, and it's a 2022 movie. So
I am intrigued by him, and I'm also intrigued by Colin Farrell playing the Penguin.
No shit.
I saw the transformation. The makeup
forgot about that.
He looks not like Colin Farrell.
He looks nothing like Colin Farrell, and I think it's amazing.
And
I
the way
think,
Colin...
I think he's gonna be better than
we think?
I think people are gonna give it. I think the movie is gonna be a lot better than anyone's really expecting.
I hope to God.
Well, yeah. I think he... Yeah. I like that. I forgot about that. Sorry.
I don't know how I feel about it. I'm gonna watch it, and I am intrigued, and I'm excited to see it.
And also, we don't need another Batman movie.
That's my whole thing, though. Is another fucking Batman. Let's do something we haven't
Especially
seen.
a standalone Batman
Right? We know
it's
the
not in a
story.
universe or anything. Like, just give us an extension of the fucking Zack Snyder verse.
That's all we care about. Just listen to our last podcast.
Yeah.
You understand. All we want is Zack Snyder to be in every DC film
And
from now on.
who's directing this? The Batman?
I don't remember.
Somebody.
I'd have to look it up.
Fuck.
I'll look it up real quick.
All right.
I did the last one. You do this one. I will say the one thing I'm questioning about that movie. I'm not totally sold on who they have cast as Commissioner Gordon.
Oh, who's that?
Pardon me. It's the guy from Westworld. Or
It's Jeffrey Wright.
yeah, that guy.
He was also in Hunger Games.
Yeah, he was in the Hunger Games. Yeah.
He's the black guy with glasses.
Yeah.
I like him. I like him
I
as
think
an
he's a great actor. I just don't know if he fits Commissioner Gordon.
He is the weird guy in Hunger
I actually
Games.
think he might.
Right.
Yeah,
I think
he's the
he'll
one
do.
that hooks up
The
that
scientist,
generator
yeah.
thing. Yeah.
I think he'll do all right. I think he'll be able to pull it off. Yeah.
I hope so.
The one that I'm looking at right now, though,
he's got a
is
detective
John
look to
Turturro.
him.
He's playing.
John Turturro's. Who's he playing?
He's playing Carmen Falcone. He's playing the
Really?
gangster guy.
He's playing Falcone?
That is going to be something I'm curious about because he doesn't come off to me at any time I've ever seen him in anything as a gangster.
He doesn't come off as threatening in
No,
the
Yeah,
least.
I'm
not really at least. There are
feeling-
things I've seen him in. I'm like, oh, that's pretty close.
That
but
was exactly
not like
my
that.
first thought. I'm not going to take him as a gangster seriously from
I
his
can see him
previous
being
work.
crazy. I don't think him being threatening is what I see.
Yeah.
And then
Zoe Kravitz is Catwoman, right?
Selena Kyle.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now,
That
here's
one
the
I'm
thing.
interested in.
Andy Serkis playing Alfred Pennyworth.
Oh.
I think he could do a really good job. But here's my thing about Alfred.
Serkis.
I have not been disappointed in anyone who's ever played Alfred.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good. Yeah.
The one I
Same.
really enjoy Jeremy Irons as
Yeah.
Alfred in the
Yeah.
new Batman, version like the
Yeah.
Batman versus Superman.
I don't know.
But I'm a huge Jeremy Irons fan though. I really like
I
him.
think I like Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. Yeah.
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 I think Michael Caine
Once
is
again,
my
I
favorite.
don't think he's.
But Jeremy Irons is great.
Yeah,
in
And
everything.
I,
for sure.
and I don't remember who played in like the Batman Begins.
Some old dude.
Not Batman Begins. The Batman.
Like the
Batman.
original.
Yeah, the Tim
the
Burton.
first four.
Yeah, I don't remember who played.
Oh yeah, he
Because
was
they
some
got the
old
same guy
timer.
for
Yeah.
the first four movies.
Yeah, I don't remember who played any of that, but
couldn't tell you.
but I think he'll do a pretty good job. I can see it. I also really, really like the the guy who's playing in Gotham, the TV series, who plays Pennywise, or not Pennywise, fucking
Pennywise?
Pennyworth.
That guy, yeah.
Oh,
who,
Pennyworth.
I know him from other stuff, and I can't.
Yeah,
think of it
I
now.
know him from other stuff, but I can't think of who he is.
So my question is, with Andy Serkis being the new Alfred,
Matt Reeves, by the way, is the director.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
So Matt Reeves did like War of the Planet of the Apes, Let Me In, Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, Cloverfield.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like a bunch of his movies.
So my question with Andy Serkis playing the new Alfred, are they doing Alfred the way kind of he's done in Gotham, where like he's an ex badass
badass,
turned butler, or is it
Alfred's
kinda-
always a badass.
Yeah, it's true, but I mean,
Well,
in the other movies,
Batman makes
and
suits
stuff-
for everybody besides Alfred because Alfred's already way too badass. He
who's
doesn't
gonna?
need a
Who's,
suit.
are you guys gonna watch the
Ah,
Pennyworth show?
The
It's
what?
already. I think they already have it out.
I might give it a whirl.
Yeah.
If it's somewhere I can stream it for free, I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, I don't know
I
what.
still have to finish Gotham. To be completely honest, like
I haven't.
I
I
trailed
heard
off
the
on
final
Gotham.
season is terrible, but it's worth finishing the story. But yeah, I only made it 2 or 3 seasons. I don't know.
I
I know in like the last season or two they brought Solomon Grundy into the mix.
Ooh,
in, like,
interesting.
in like the weirdest way possible.
Really? I might have to continue finishing that because that guy in the DC world, Solomon Grundy is interesting.
Yeah, he's a zombie essentially. Like,
He is.
He's Frankenstein and zombie mixed together.
Well, Yeah, I mean, there's a little bit more to it, but because like Frankenstein,
if you break it down.
Yeah, because there's an actual Frankenstein in the DC too.
Oh yeah, he's like part of the something or other.
Yeah, he's a
He's like some kind of cop.
I don't know what he's. I just watched
He's some sort of unit.
something. Yeah, I know in the Batman animated thing, Death in the Family. One of those stories that they had was Wolfman, a vampire. Wasn't Dracula, I don't think, but it was Wolfman, a vampire, and Frankenstein with a unit in like World War II.
Yeah.
Fighting Nazis.
Seems perfectly reasonable.
Right.
Good job, DC.
Yeah. But either way, yeah, he's interesting. I'd like to see him. I think that's also why I like The Flash, the series of The Flashes. They brought a lot of characters that I wanted to see. For example,
that's another one I gotta finish up.
For example, King Shark. King Shark is a part of the Suicide Squad, right? But you didn't see him in the Suicide Squad. So I was like, well, where is he? He's supposed to be in there. And they brought him in The Flash. That's why they couldn't bring him in.
Have you guys watched the new trailer for Suicide Squad yet?
I haven't. I still haven't.
You keep forgetting?
I did.
You saw it?
I didn't even know there was a trailer.
Oh, dude.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to it. It's hilarious. It looks like it's going to be a good time with all. They show all the characters. King Shark's in there. The fucking villain is Starro. It's like a starfish.
Oh yeah, I know Starro. Yeah.
Interesting.
It's like a parasite, essentially. Like
a lot of good jokes
over.
in the trailer. It's like 3 minutes. It's a lengthy trailer. Yeah, it's just.
I have to remember to watch.
It's entertaining, and I'm
didn't
looking forward to that movie.
I didn't watch Birds of Prey either. I actually
That was
have not
pretty
watched
good.
any of the DC universe. Like I haven't watched Joker or anything like that. So
Well, the Joker film with
That's a
Joaquin
whole
Phoenix
different thing,
is
yeah.
entirely because it's a different universe. Obviously, it's DC, but like they're
Yeah.
doing their own thing.
They're just using DC characters for a depression platform or something. I don't know. They're using that platform to talk about depression and the state of the
At least in Joker,
they just got really dark, and Joaquin Phoenix killed it. But
Oh
other
my
than
God,
that,
yeah.
other than that, it's all right.
I thought the film was great, but yeah, it basically was an entire film about mental health disorders and stuff. And,
Thank you. That's
sure.
what better
but
said. Yeah.
but it was phenomenal. Like Joaquin Phoenix killed it, of course.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a shocker there. Even at the worst films that he's been in, it's still hard to not.
Oh
give
yeah.
him
you
credit.
gotta watch that. You were never really here, where like he's like an ex like a vet. Who basically like he has like severe PTSD or something like that, and so basically he finds like kidnapped children. There's like
He goes around with like a hammer.
Yeah,
right?
he does like his weapon of choice is just a fucking claw hammer.
A
Yeah.
Joaquin Phoenix film?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it came out a couple years ago, I think.
Yeah, and I think he goes to rescue this girl, and like I think something goes wrong or sideways on him, and like he just fucking spirals.
Basically has like a beard like you. He looks a lot like you.
Yeah. Did you ever see
I almost
that weird documentary he did with Casey Affleck where like he fake quit acting and like just decided to pursue a rap career?
Rap career. It was so funny. So he's playing himself. He's playing himself.
Yeah. Him and Casey Affleck got a lot of shit because no one understood what he was doing. He
was just fucking around?
He basically Borat everybody.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Thank you.
It's exactly what it was. It's basically Borat. That's a good.
Yeah.
I would not have compared
Because
the
he
two.
basically, Casey Affleck follows him around like a documentary filmmaker, and like he goes out on like, what was it, Leno or Letterman? One of the two, like one of the big
One of those
names, and
talk
basically
shows.
just goes, "Yo, I quit. Like I'm gonna become a rapper."
he did it after leaving, and it was just like a quick press release thing. Like as he was leaving something,
He was a
just
weird dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna quit acting. I'm gonna pursue and rapping.
Yeah.
It's fucking. He got like chubby too, and
Yeah, he got super
Really?
fat. And
he got some
God,
shit.
I
He got some
gotta-
shit about his like.
I would love to watch this.
Something about like his assistant was like giving him a blowjob and shit like that, and catching it on tape.
Yeah, it was just ridiculous shit, and it was like I said, Casey Affleck was filming it like a documentary, and then it was just like, yeah, we did this for whatever. Like, and people were like, what? We thought this was real.
I had no idea what the fuck was
Because
going
there
on.
were like articles for like months, like Joaquin Phoenix fucking lost his mind.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that's fucking
basically
hilarious.
Amanda Bynes it.
What year was this?
Oh,
2012 maybe.
Okay, a while back.
yeah, it's been a bit.
Yeah, I saw a weird movie about him, like falling in love with his phone.
Oh, Her.
It's
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant film.
Holy shit, was that good?
It's a brilliant film.
I still gotta watch it.
And it's just
but
like
I've heard
him
really
and
good
Scarlett
things.
Johansson's voice. I believe it's her.
Yep, she plays
Wow,
the voice.
I did not expect for that
That's
movie to be so
all.
good, but
Brilliant
and
film.
Probably because he,
So
just nailed it on the selling it.
when you're dealing with films, there's those that you call studio and mainstream, right? And then you call like independent,
yes,
and then you have artsy
This one was
films
more
and stuff like that. This was an
independent
this was an
art-
artsy
yeah.
film for sure, and that's something that I like. We talked about that film in school a lot,
okay.
because of how phenomenal it was.
It's called I'm Still Here.
See, doesn't he look just like you?
Yeah, maybe if I dyed my stupid goatee beard.
Yeah, Her was phenomenal.
You were saying about artsy films or something. You talked about it in school.
Yeah, we just because like you have those films that you can have a little bit of both, where they were mainstream, they came out in theaters, they were big hits, whatever, but you have some art behind them, and it's
That
basically
one-
film as a visual poem kind of thing, and that's one of those films that just a phenomenal, beautiful.
Did it hit the best of both worlds?
Because
Okay.
it's out there as it's a mainstream film that
But definitely
comes off
made by
as super
independent
artsy.
artsy.
Yep.
Yeah. Low budget, because there wasn't much cast in that shit.
Really wasn't. No, wasn't Chris Pratt like in there or something like? Didn't he play like one of the girls in his office? His like boyfriend.
Yes.
He was like a douchebag.
He was behind
Kinda
the
douchey.
desk or something like that. Yeah.
This is the other movie we were just talking about.
Oh yeah.
Oh, was
Okay.
that the
It's
one?
for free on you were never really here.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's that. You can actually just find that on Amazon Prime. It's fucking free.
Yeah, I've seen that cover. And I've yet to click on it. All right, we're all over the place. What's next?
Right. There ain't no squirrels here.
Here, kitty.
But yeah,
I guess I didn't finish talking about the Batman.
Okay,
Robert
yeah.
Pattinson's Batman.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I've only seen one trailer.
I'm optimistic. So
Yeah, I've only seen one trailer of it, and then it looked good. I think the one issue I have that I guess I heard about was that Robert Pattinson didn't want to work out to be in shape to play Batman.
oh wow.
I heard nothing about
Yeah,
that.
so
yeah.
apparently he didn't want to work out. He didn't want to gain muscle or anything. So they have to like do a body suit or some shit like that.
Is that why his suit's so
I mean, to be fair,
suity, bulky?
he seems built like the Batman Beyond suit. Do you remember the card?
I never watched
picture?
that.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah,
That's a
I
good
want to.
show.
It's on my queue to watch, but I didn't see it.
But like,
no.
if you look at the way that guy is built and like the way they
Is it
kind of
he's the red,
it's like red
Yeah,
and black. It's
yeah.
like there's no cape. I don't think
just a suit.
He does the.
yeah.
But Batman needs a cape. That's like that's so much.
But I think this one had like the
Yeah, he might have had like
under the
built-in, like,
shoulder
webbing or
wing.
whatever.
Oh.
Thing. Yeah, web. Yeah.
Like a glider suit.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like that.
Oh. Okay.
But yeah, but also Batman Beyond is supposed to be futuristic, so
Yeah, that
it's
one's
not-
in the future.
Yeah. But yeah, so I feel like his build is. I mean, Robert Pattinson in general is kind of a slight guy.
Right.
So I think his build is better suited for a suit like the Batman Beyond suit.
Maybe that's what they're going for. I
Might
mean,
be.
he's
There's
just-
certainly a lot of red toning to that fucking trailer.
True.
there was.
And I hope we get something we don't expect in this movie to make
Yeah.
it. That's really what's going to make me like the movie. But I'm not doubting the Pattinson's acting chops.
I don't see him.
The eye makeup bothers me a little bit, but I get where it goes for that.
Isn't that in all Batman movies?
Eye makeup?
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Could be.
I never saw Michael Keaton with eye makeup on.
I guess we don't. I don't really recall.
I thought. Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, it's not in
Whenever
the
I see a
Batman.
Batman film and they're wearing the Batman mask, I see the whatever makeup it's called.
Grease
to
paint,
fill
I think
in,
it is.
you know, to keep it more dark, you know.
Yeah, I think so.
I just thought it was a necessary thing to do. I made fun of it back when I was a kid, but
Yeah, I don't know. I guess
Could be wrong.
my only thing that I'm, I guess, concerned about was
I know what you. Yeah,
was if he wasn't
the
willing.
makeup you bring up is different.
If he wasn't willing to adapt himself to the role, how serious is he taking the role? But
you also gotta wonder if that's patently true that he actually didn't want to work out.
Yeah, I'm hoping that you got caught some fake news there, because that is
he doesn't look
that's
like
a deal
he's any
breaker
bigger.
for me as well. Yeah, that would suck.
I mean, there's a big difference between Jamie Foxx looking at what he was a year ago to now.
Because he's gonna play Mike Tyson.
Exactly.
Yeah,
And there's
Hey,
a
Mike
big
Tyson?
difference between Ben Affleck looking like he
I think
did.
he's perfect for it.
Have
2 or
you
3
ever
years
seen
ago
In
to
Living
now.
Color?
Yeah,
Yes.
Like
I grew up with the show. Yeah,
when he used to play the Tooth.
hell yeah, I love your memory.
He did stand up too for a little bit.
Carl the Tooth
Oh yeah,
Williams.
Yeah,
yeah.
he started up in stand up.
Yep.
But yeah, your
A lot of
point,
those
like
guys, yeah.
what Jamie Foxx has endured to get into that shape.
I mean,
Because
my
Mike
point is that
Tyson's shape is nothing to fuck with.
yeah, so my point was, that Jamie Foxx was already in shape. He was
Yeah.
already lean, mean, and cut. And now,
But he had to bump it up.
and now he had to add mass. So now he had to add the bulky meatiness.
He started eating protein.
And so, and yeah, it's phenomenal how well he looks too. Like, he looks like he's going to be Mike Tyson.
I'm looking forward to that film.
I am too.
Side note: did you guys watch that Jamie Foxx movie Power on Netflix?
No, I
No.
never gave it a chance.
It was okay.
Wait, what Power? Is that what Joseph Gordon-Levitt? Like the
Yeah,
whole.
where they have the
I
pills
did.
that basically give you like.
I did because you told me to watch
Yeah,
it.
it wasn't bad. It's very much lacking in like development.
Yes.
But like it was just like a movie that was contained within a certain amount of time, and it did fine.
It was.
I think it left room to grow.
It's almost like this film was supposed to be longer, and they cut
Yes.
a bunch of shit out
Yeah,
to make it into this
I
1
found
hour
it
film.
entertaining, and there were a couple. Netflix has done a couple of movies like that recently, where like it was entertaining, but there was definitely like they could have done more.
I watched it, and I kind of had a hard time with it. I agree with you. It was action packed. It was entertaining.
Yeah.
It had some cool visuals and shit like that. Especially, first of all, what really did me wrong was I hate Machine Gun Kelly. I hate him.
Oh yeah,
And he was in there, so right away
I
I'm
was
like, fuck
perfectly
this
okay with the
guy.
fact that he just burst into flames.
Yeah, but he didn't die soon enough.
It's true.
You still saw his face, and it was too much. Either way, it's not the point. You said it best. You don't give 2 fucks about what's going on. You don't care about these
It's
characters.
literally just it's
Nothing.
filler.
Yeah.
Like you get to watch something that's action packed, and you don't have to give a fuck about a plot.
Yeah,
Like there's no, like I said, there's no story development.
No.
there's no character development.
but it did leave. It did kind of leave you with some interest, like some like.
yeah,
I kind of want a little bit more.
Like if they
Could
went and
just
made
be a little bit
another
more.
movie that like developed more of whatever, because like there's one thing where like they talk about Jamie Foxx's character taking that pill before and like basically going Super Saiyan or something. Like he
that.
basically stopped all matter at that point. Like because like he takes it in the end and like fucking stops the rain.
Yep.
It was like very strange. Like they alluded to it.
Also,
And
who's
then-
the bad guy and who's the good guy? Because
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx is a fucking bad guy.
Yeah,
And
Jamie Foxx is murdering people.
yeah, and
to
Joseph
find his
Gordon-Levitt
daughter.
is well, he's not really a good guy either, but
He's a cop breaking the law to serve the law.
Yes.
It made no sense.
he's a walking
And,
contradiction.
and the young girl that they both seem to become friends with, it just raps for no reason.
It was, I don't know.
It's a bonkers movie. It's just a fun watch to watch once.
If you
And
don't
like I
want to
said,
take it serious,
Yeah,
it's not.
don't-
You can't take it serious.
Don't watch it thinking you're gonna see something that's like Emmy nominated or anything like that. Like you're not gonna see that. But if you want to fill 2 hours with something that's kind of entertaining and like you don't have to really invest yourself in, give it a watch.
It reminds me of the movie Upgrade. I think it's
Upgrade.
called.
Oh yeah, that has a. Oh, what the fuck is his name? I just remember him from the OC.
Yeah.
He was the brother
Tom
in the
Hardy,
OC.
but it's not.
No, it's not Tom Hardy. I don't.
It's like an independent film, and
He was also in Prometheus. He was the captain in Prometheus, like the lead excavating guy in Prometheus.
And it's just like dude becomes. I don't think
Basically,
it's a pill.
it's kind of like a cyborg.
Yeah.
He basically kind of like becomes a cyborg where a computer can
and
take
he's
over his
learning
body.
to like control his new fucking.
yeah.
I don't know, but that's what.
It
I don't
seemed
know. So the
interesting.
Power movie didn't feel original when I watched the trailer, so I never gave it.
For sure.
Never gave it a chance.
And to be honest, it really wasn't all that original.
You didn't miss a whole ton, but I mean, it's just
basically
it's a filler movie.
basically
Yeah.
Limitless meets Lucy.
yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
That's how
Those
I
are the
felt.
other- yep.
I just felt like it was Limitless meets Lucy.
Yeah.
Everything about it too, even the effects and things like that,
Yeah, the
had
pill,
the Lucy
yeah.
kind of
For sure.
effects
Yeah.
with the concept of Limitless.
Yep,
So
for sure.
I mean, I don't want to discredit those people who made it because it's not like it was a terrible film. It's
Like you
just-
say, it's one of those things that, like you said, it leaves you with enough interest that if they made a Power 2, you'd be like, all right, I'll watch it.
yeah, but it definitely was. It felt rushed. It felt like maybe it was like 3 hours long and they had an hour and a half that they had to.
But I'm assuming Jamie Foxx did well.
Yeah, I mean, he was good.
Yeah,
he was entertaining.
Him and
He's-
Joseph Gordon-Levitt are both fun to watch in the movie.
Both of them
Like,
great
they-
actors.
Yes,
Especially
great actors.
when Joseph is like in the shower and he just like pops out into that chick's. He just like comes out of nowhere as a
acting like a
white boy in a black woman's apartment.
acting like a white kid in the ghetto.
Yeah, and he's a cop, but he's like, there's other cops who are fake cops, but
Fake cops or corrupt cops? I couldn't remember.
I couldn't remember.
Because I know that the
One and the
police
same?
chief dimes him out
Yeah,
too.
he
like-
basically hops into this woman's apartment through like the bathroom, takes off all of his clothes, gets a little wet, comes out in a towel, and just starts to say, "Oh, baby." He's like, "Oh, what's going on?" And this woman's like, "Who the fuck are you?" it was pretty funny, but that's really the only thing I really remember. I thought it was good.
I remember the girl that they befriend because she's the one dealing the pills.
Yeah.
That's how they both come to like know her. Like, because Joseph Gordon-Levitt buys them off of her to give himself superpowers to fight crime as a cop.
Also the street drug pills type of thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like I said, it's just like Limitless.
I never saw that movie.
Oh
either.
man, Limitless was good.
So it's basically they give you random powers. It seems like
Yeah,
each time you
it's
take the pill, it's a random power.
Everybody's different.
Oh, yeah.
Each time you do it, it's different.
Yeah.
Yup.
And
And
about
that's something
that.
that
Yep.
was unique that I did like.
That is, yep.
Yeah.
And so but like Joseph Gordon-Levitt and like Jamie Foxx is trying to track down his daughter who is kidnapped for what reason? Was she was her blood or something that what was making the pills?
I don't remember.
But
to be
his
honest.
daughter is kidnapped for who cares?
Yep.
And he's just out to look for her. He doesn't
And
give
yeah,
a fuck
he's
who's
trying
in
to
his
find
way.
her.
He's gonna find her.
He's ready to mow down anybody. He kidnaps. So the girl that is dealing these pills is maybe 15 or 16.
Maybe.
He throws her in the trunk of his car
Yep.
within 5 minutes of meeting her.
And is not nice.
No, not nice at all. Like,
Is not nice to her at
and
all.
when I say he throws her in the trunk, throws her in the trunk.
No fucks given. That's why I said he's
Slam
not a
dunk
good
trunk.
guy. He's a bad guy. But
Yeah,
you don't know who's a good guy. You don't know who to root for, to be honest.
Yeah. You're
Other than-
watching events unfold.
Yeah.
Wow,
So-
I think I want to watch this movie now.
Like I say, it's worth it
Because like
to
you said,
fill
it's a
some
filler,
time.
and it's just kind of like, what the fuck, entertaining, and what am I watching?
Shit's kind of bonkers, and it's a good rule of law. Like I say, if you got time,
It's one of
fucking-
those, is it mindless entertainment or something like?
Yeah.
Yeah.
you don't have to
Yeah,
invest anything.
I always get in those moods as well when I want to watch something, but I don't want to care about it. It seems
Yep.
like that movie hits that list.
And like I say,
Yeah.
Netflix has done a few of those.
yeah, what's
What would be another one? 'Cause
Will Smith with all the different?
Bright.
Yes, that was
I
a long
enjoyed that.
time
But
ago.
I actually really enjoyed that, and they're supposed to set up for a
supposed to
second
do a
one.
second one, yep.
Really? Okay.
There's another one.
I
can't
never
think-
gave that one a chance either.
No.
That was really good.
so
but that's another one where
Now
like,
that you're getting into D&D especially,
Yeah,
it has it's the fantasy world because it's elves,
I like. That's what
orcs,
I.
elves, and fairies, and
orcs, because that's his
Humans.
partner is an orc.
and they did a really good job
Yeah, the
too.
blue guy.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
Yep, they did a really good job too with it's basically present or modern fantasy. but
Right.
What they did was they did a really excellent job with the hierarchy of class, the classism.
Okay.
So elves are the elite.
Okay.
In D&D, they're the elite.
Yeah. That's the only thing I've heard about it that I really, really thought was like, hell yeah, that seems
and in that
like
movie,
a
especially the dynamic between
idea.
Will Smith and his partner, because of the history he has with orcs, is super interesting.
Yep.
And that's at least something that like they make use of and let it unfold, and it's like, oh shit, okay, I get it now.
It was fun and it was entertaining.
Yeah.
I will admit though that
The ending felt flat for me.
there's actually a couple parts that fell flat, but there's also a couple parts that were like, ooh,
But I think it was like,
cool.
I believe reading, or if I'm remembering correctly, it was like Netflix's first blockbuster. Where they spent like $50 million on it or something like that.
Yeah, well, they did that. They got like a big. They got. What the fuck am I the word I'm trying to think of? They got big cast. So I feel like the guy playing the orc. I had to look it up.
Yeah, he seemed familiar, but it's hard to tell who he is because he's all blue.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's a pretty big name. I mean, obviously Will Smith, and I think various other people in the movie.
But it was like one of the first Netflix originals to really go all out.
And they got like big names to do a soundtrack. There was like a 3-song soundtrack that like
Bastille did a song.
Yep, Rag and Bone Man did a song with a couple other people.
By the way, I can't remember the name of the actor, but he was in like The Warriors.
Oh wow.
The Warriors with
Warrior
with Tom Hardy.
Oh yeah, so he's the other brother.
Yeah, he was also in
I can see him, but
that one with Christian Bale about Moses and shit. God.
I just about said Noah for some fucking reason.
I can't remember. It's about the
Kurt Russell.
Are you looking him up? Because I can't fucking remember his name.
Yeah, I'm looking up the movie right now just to fucking find it.
He's a good actor, though.
Yeah.
I just can't remember his name.
Joel Edgerton.
There you go. That sounds...
Oh, Numi Rapace is in it, too. I assume she's one of the elves. Numi Rapace was the chick from the original Girl with the Dragon Tattoo.
I never watched those.
Me neither.
Honestly, I wasn't... I tried.
Fine, I guess be that way.
I tried, and I didn't care. I don't know, for whatever reason, I couldn't get into it.
I've been thinking about it because it seems like they just recently added them. Is it 3 of them or is it just one of them?
Well, there's a trilogy.
Okay, but they just added them to Netflix, I think. Or at least two
versions, though.
There's the original version that was done in Iceland.
Oh, shit. All right.
And then there's the new one that was done, the American one that has Daniel Craig and that one weird-looking chick that looks like a lizard. Whose name I can't remember.
But yeah, these movies seem popular with the ladies, so I never really.
Well,
gave
the
it a
reason,
thought.
so they're based off books, but the reason why is because it's about she's a lesbian hacker.
Okay.
So it has to do with
she's bi. Let's not.
Well, okay.
Let's
well, but she.
Otherwise, we're gonna bring up a
Aaron
real
has
weird
a
plot.
chance.
Well, no, we're just gonna bring up a really weird plot twist if we say she's a lesbian right out of the gate.
Oh, gotcha.
It's true.
She does bring women home. Different story.
Yeah. I
don't know. I never.
But the point was it has to do with women, feminist, I guess, control. Like she's a woman who does what she needs to do, but she kind of has control until men step in. I mean, I really don't know how. It's not like a feminist movie, but it's borderline feminist movie.
Yeah.
It's basically one of those movies where like I think it was really on the cusp of like books where like because the books came out first obviously and the books were very much on the cusp of like women coming into being able to like take the center stage. Like I think it was one of the first big like female led books, I guess.
Yeah. Okay.
Especially for this kind of like situation with like cybernetic kind of stuff or
cyber hacking.
Yeah, because it's just like 10 years old, right? The books. these
yeah.
movies?
I thought you were talking about her. I was like,
No,
wait a minute.
no, that's weird. But
Real weird, real
no,
quick.
the story
Especially what
in the
happens in
movies,
them.
they're at least like they're pretty old at this point, right?
Yeah, I don't know, probably.
think so.
I never read the books.
Because the guy died up to the third one. I think they've written.
So I think what you're saying is like, in the time it was made, it was like it was poignant for
Yeah, because
for
she's
in,
very much the heroine of the book.
Yeah.
She doesn't.
But she's not. She's also not good at the same time.
Yeah, she's definitely like not.
She's a criminal.
Yeah, she's a hacker. She like assaults a guy at one point. I mean, she does. She's very much an anti-hero.
Yeah.
In that respect.
I know that when the series or the first ones came out, at least there was this brutal rape scene.
Yeah.
And it was talked about because of how brutal and how like real it felt, I guess. And I remember the actress talking about how she felt really, really uncomfortable doing it, but she knew it was appropriate. Because I think she's completely naked too, in this series too, where she just maybe not at that scene. I don't really remember it, but I remember reading about.
I only watched them once, so I don't remember them that well.
I can't remember what else I've seen that chick in.
She's been on a lot nowadays. Like,
Is she the one that does Where's Monday?
yes.
Okay, yeah.
That's Noomi Rapace.
That was an interesting film.
But yeah, she's done a couple movies for Netflix. She's in the newest season of Jack Ryan on Amazon.
I haven't even. I've been thinking about.
I watched like
watching
an
those.
episode and I was like, "This is boring."
Is it? Because
I don't think it's my cup of tea.
it may be different the further you get in, but that first episode, even like there's gunplay still, but like I was like, Jesus Christ, why did it take so long to get here?
Because I super duper enjoyed the Tom Cruise, Jack Ryan films. I thought they were great, and I'm not a big Tom Cruise fan, but I thought he was great.
So the show fucking opens with John Krasinski doing fucking like rowing, rowing a boat.
College rowboat stuff.
Like he's doing crew. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah, there you go.
And he's doing that, and like he's doing that, and he goes back to his apartment, and then he goes to his job as an FBI analyst, and then he's just kind of like meh. Until like he tries to go to his boss, and he's like, "Oh hey, this is happening." His boss is like, "Who cares?" And then like he has to go back to his desk, and then he comes back. He's like, "But this is happening." His boss is like, "Who cares?"
Right.
You know something. Time when characters in the show don't care.
Something I think I told you need to watch these. Me and Aram love these, but every time I'm finding I'm stuck. Like if you're stuck and you're like you just don't see anything that you want to watch or something's not catching your, but do you have like a go-to that you'll go to watch? No matter what app it is or whatever, what streaming device, but do you have like a go-to just to kind of, even if you've seen it, it's just one of those things that you're like, well, I know I'm going to enjoy this.
Yeah.
What is your go-to? Because I have
Deadwood.
a couple. Yours is Deadwood?
Deadwood and The Wire.
Yeah.
Right on. Oh shit. I guess like it's kind of. I just start series is over, so like right now I'm in the middle of watching the Goldbergs again.
Okay.
But like before that, I rewatched Blue Bloods. They took The West Wing off of Netflix, which is really pissing me off. But I'd watch the West Wing would be a show I would watch.
That kind of pisses me off.
I love The West Wing.
I saw it was on there, and I was like, I should give this a shot because I love Rob Lowe. And
so Rob Lowe's only in like the first 4 seasons.
okay.
But
it goes on for quite some time, doesn't it?
It's 6 or 7 seasons.
Yeah, but
anyways,
Martin Sheen is good in it.
Yeah, as the president, I heard that he's just fantastic.
Yeah, it's phenomenal.
Especially I know that there's a scene where he like just rips this fucking room apart.
I will show you it after we're done recording because it is dope.
It is like mic drop, walk off the stage, ain't nobody got shit to say.
The West Wing is
it was great.
The first 4 seasons when Aaron Sorkin, who created the show, was still writing it. When he was still writing it, the show had humor, drama in equal measure. And then he left and shit kind of just went sideways.
Sad.
Yeah, I wasn't.
You can always tell. You can always tell when there's a different writer.
It's so obvious when he leaves the show.
Meaning in other shows, like when
When just
changes
writers,
like that
yeah.
happen.
Like
it's so
Community was
obvious.
one of them that was drastically different. Like
Dan
it was
Harmon left.
It was
Or was
funny.
he-
It was good, and then
Community.
it just kind of fell apart. And then same with Supernatural. Like although it was still okay, as soon as Eric Kripke left, like it was like you can definitely tell it's different.
He left before the Leviathans, didn't he?
Season 5, I think, is when he left.
Yeah, so Leviathans is like 7.
But that was like right around like season 5 was. It was season 3 and season 5 right there. That was the sweet spot of the entire series to me. I loved season 3 to season 5, and after that was like it was okay. But you could tell the writing changed. You could tell the writing was a little different.
So these are our go-tos. What were you going to get?
So
you were leading up to something.
Every once in a while, when I just have nothing that is appealing my interest, I will always go to Black Books.
Yep.
Just the first season. Usually it's just the first episode does it for me.
Just screaming at his desk.
Yep.
Is that Clive Barker thing you told me to
No,
watch?
that's Book of Blood.
Okay.
That's on Hulu. You should watch too.
I got it written down.
Black
here.
Books is
Black Books is a British comedy, but it is fantastic. And I told you should watch it because it's great.
Trying to do his taxes. He's reading. It's like, what is your mother's maiden name? I always knew her as Ma.
Yeah. Well, when we're done here, I will show it. We'll pop it up for a little bit. But the
That's good.
it's a great show. It's great. I mean, the first season was really good, and then it kind of, and there's only 4, I think, right? 4 seasons.
4 or 5, yeah.
And,
I think it's 4.
Yeah, so it kind of trailed off a little bit, but it was still good.
There are cameos by people you go, oh shit, he's in this?
Yeah,
Like Nick Frost and Simon Pegg.
Martin
make
Freeman.
cameos.
Nice.
Simon
Martin
Pegg,
Freeman,
yeah. Yep,
Martin
Nick
Freeman's
Frost, you
in it.
said. The guy who plays in the roommate in Shaun of the Dead too. Brad. It's great.
It's wonderful.
But along with that, it's the IT crowd,
Yep.
because it's once again it's British comedy, but it's the first season. It's fucking great. It's hilarious, and the I can't remember his name.
Which one? Richard Ayoade?
Yeah, is that him? Is that the one?
Plays Moss?
Yes,
Yeah.
the Afro guy.
Yeah.
Brilliant. And then he's like, as a human being, he's fucking bizarre.
He's
fucking
not
weird.
much off of the character he plays on that show.
But he's super fucking hilarious. He's super funny. All that shit I was sending you that one day, I just loved.
So he's on 8 out of 10 Cast Does Countdown. He does a number of episodes.
Oh my god! Okay, now I need to watch
He's
it.
one of the guys, like that scene where he's like, oh, well, you could do this. Is like, that good news for someone who'd care.
I love him. He's hilarious. The worst thing about it is he's straight face.
Yeah.
He does not smile.
He talks
He
about
has
being
no funniness to him.
He talks about being in one of the Star Wars movies. So like one of the newer Star Wars, he's cast as one of the droids. They're like, oh yeah, you were in Star Wars. He's like, have you ever seen it? He's like, no. He's like, well, aren't you in one? He's like, yeah. I'm like, well, what'd you play? He's like, a droid. And he's like, oh, they really kind of typecast. He's like, yeah, they really didn't have to edit my voice either. This is kind of how it is.
Yep. Well, I'll have to show you some shit from him. He's fucking hilarious.
Richard, have you ever made any real mistakes in your life? I think we're living one right now.
Yeah. Yo. But the IT crowd, I mean, I love the cast.
It was really the
dynamic.
first introduction I had to Chris O'Dowd.
Yep.
Who I think is very funny.
I think he has his moments for sure.
He can. I didn't care much for Moon Boy, even though I tried to watch it. That's the show on Hulu that he did that was basically based on him growing up.
Okay.
He plays the imaginary friend of the child version of him.
Oh. Okay.
And that's basically what that's about. It's about him growing up, and Chris O'Dowd actually plays the imaginary friend to.
I know some of the things I've seen him in haven't really been big, but
I mean, he was great in like Bridesmaids.
Yeah,
he was in that. He's in Get Shorty is the last thing I know he did.
I didn't watch that one, but
So the series, the series of Get Shorty that they made. That
the series. I love the original, like Get Shorty and Be Cool.
Yeah,
the show's pretty good too.
I believe he's basically playing the John Travolta role of Get Shorty.
You know, it'd be great is if he was playing the movie version of John Travolta's character in the show. You know what I mean? The actor that's supposed to be playing the original John Travolta. I think that would be good.
I think that's too meta.
It's too meta. Yeah. That's who I am. I'm fucking meta. I mean, I don't know. Well, should we wrap it up, boys?
I think we should probably get it done, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, don't ever say that again,
As soon as I said it, I regretted it.
I fucking hate that guy. Fucking hate him.
Well,
I will take any of the other ones over that fucking guy.
Who are we hating? What did he say?
Larry the Cable Guy. I hope he has a heart attack.
Oh, that stand-up comedian, part of the 4 fucking redneck things?
Yeah, blue-collar comedy tour.
The upside is
as well.
The upside is if he keeps advertising the acid reflux medications that he has been, that luck will have it that something will burn through the lining of his stomach and kill over.
Let's hope so.
Yes, I hate him as well.
I don't mind the other 3. I'm not a big Jeff Foxworthy fan, but
I was way back in the day.
Yeah, when he had a show, it wasn't too bad.
Yeah, like I remember just like back in the day buffet, like when I was 12 or 13, like my grandmother, who was from Virginia, so it was natural for her to have like Jeff Foxworthy paraphernalia. Had some of his books and shit like that, and they were funny.
Yeah, I don't think he's bad.
He's not terrible. Bill Engvall was pretty funny.
Yeah, I like him.
I always liked Ron White.
That's the guy I liked. I was going to say the drinker, and it's Ron White, and I don't remember who the.
I had a hard time with him for a little while though, because I just didn't get it. Yeah, and especially when they were coming out with that blue collar tour. I was like in high school, and I don't know. It didn't click with me.
I liked him because he didn't really fit in with the rest of them. He so fucking stood out with that mono or raspy low.
Smoking on stage, drinking whiskey.
Yeah, just like, man, yeah. He didn't, and he's still killing it to this day.
The thing is he's not a joke. He doesn't do joke. He just tells stories. Yep. That's all he does.
Yeah, it's kind of like Kevin Smith. He has Kevin Smith has a
stand-up album. I've listened to it
on Showtime. When he had his heart attack a few years ago. Oh. Yeah,
this is him telling stories.
He just he doesn't he will not say it's a stand-up show, but it kind of is. He just up there doing what he does. Kevin Smith can talk his fucking face off for the rest of the year, my life. But yeah, he just.
Is that basically
he tells like 4 to 5 stories basically, and they're fucking hilarious.
Is that where he basically says it's basically the Q&A question thing, but it's not? Like it's basically him just talking.
There's no Q. I'm just A-ing.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. That's.
I saw when he came to St. Cloud State.
Nice.
One year, and I actually went and saw him. And that was where he talked about how he figured out how best way to keep a relationship or get a girlfriend was he learned how to eat pussy really well.
Yeah, he's a dirty motherfucker. He's funny.
I like him.
Yeah,
I do. I was disappointed with the last
the reboot.
Yeah,
I thoroughly enjoyed it. It was less funny, more heartwarming and charming. And then at the end, he made fun of himself.
Yeah,
very well. And
I mean, it's a fanboy thing. And that's all it was.
Yes, that was the other thing I'm lacking. I agree with Tim's.
Assessment.
Yes, it's a fan service film. Yeah,
because it's the same as the Bill and Ted, the last Bill and Ted. It's a fanboy film. It's you want to see it just because you want to see these. And I'm a big
Kevin Smith fan, so I fucking ate it up.
What was the other one that was the same way that came out, and I felt like it was just a fanboy. What the fuck is it? It just recently came out too. I can't remember. My mind is lost. I must have completely blanked it out.
Oh, all right.
But anyway,
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
But yeah, let's sum up this episode.
Guys. Jason, so
Tim.
We talked about this on our previous, but we're gonna start doing announcements and shit like that. Do you have any? Usually in the beginning, we'll do announcements and stuff, but do you have any announcements that you would like to promote or plug or mention?
Keep asking me until I find them. Because I should be prepared. Here we go.
Any announcement? How your bowel movement went this morning? Or
do what?
Did you have coffee, tea?
Did you say bowel movement?
Yes, he did.
That's too soon, Tim.
No time like the present.
to shit in his chair.
Especially since time is man-made.
Not wrong, sir.
Okay, so yeah, I'm in this band, and we just came out with a compilation album. It's international, like bands all around the world.
Oh, is it through Bandcamp?
Yes, Concrete Head Entertainment Bandcamp.com. $5, 28 songs, and yeah, everywhere from. God, I am not prepared to plug any of this shit.
Well, I'll put a link and shit down.
Yeah,
Also give the name of your band. That'd probably help.
Don't Look at Me is the name of the band. Thank you, Aaron.
I was gonna save that for the end.
It's also just the way that Jason feels.
And the
most
name
days.
of
Don't look at me.
the comp. What?
It's also just the way that you feel most days. Don't look at me.
Yeah.
One of my favorite scenes from a Bill Murray movie when he's like robbing the bank dressed as a clown. He starts yelling at the camera. He's like, "Don't look at me!" and he shoots it. I can't remember the name of that fucking movie now.
I love that movie. All right, and the name of the compilation is Spring Farm Sanctuary, and it's a donation thing. So all the money you spend goes to Spring Farms. What? Charity. Tim likes to just cut to the chase there, and I appreciate it.
They're very charitable.
Charity is Jason's girlfriend.
Nope. And that's all I got. I mean,
I actually made her sound
there's
like
what the fuck is Ink Bomb is the name of another band joining our record label from. What the fuck?
Yep.
Overseas, and then they're really good, and they're better than us. So you should check them out.
I love that delivery. Overseas.
All right.
I don't know. You guys are really good. I've listened.
My
To
bad.
I've listened to you guys, and your album that I listened to is whatever one that you did on. It's on Spotify.
Yeah, Splitting Image on Spotify. Yeah.
It was super good. Like
American Junk.
I was super impressed. Like I didn't know what to expect, and I wasn't trying to be like. I didn't want to like lowball you guys and think, oh, these guys.
It's hard not to when you like. Oh, my local person or some random person I work with is in a band. Like everyone's in a band or does
right. They're just like, oh, I'm trying to plug it,
podcast or whatever. Yeah.
Yep.
Don't lump us in with you.
Right. But yeah, I definitely was like, I listened to it and I was thoroughly impressed. I enjoyed the shit out of it too.
Yeah.
So, do you guys have any live streamings that you're gonna do?
Thank you, Tim. We have April 17th. We have Punk for Homeless live stream on Facebook. March 1st, we're gonna do a show at the Red Carpet here in St. Cloud, and then
oh, dope! You're doing live shows again?
Yeah,
nice.
And then March 29th, we have a show in Red Wing.
So March?
I think you mean May.
Yeah, that's.
I really. Thank you.
I caught March 1st, and like I was like, that's weird.
Yeah.
And I let it go.
May 29th.
You know.
May 29th is. Yeah,
a year from now, we're gonna,
The only reason why I know that is because I got asked if I could work that day.
All right.
Because it's like on a Saturday.
You're doing a show at the Kelly or
yes,
the Red Carpet?
yeah. So that'll be our first a Saturday, I believe, Friday or Saturday.
Oh, maybe I'll try and go down.
Yeah, it'll be our first show in St. Cloud, and since the
depends if I got the kid or not.
Yeah, I'd be down to go.
Yeah, I'm excited.
You gonna cover our charge?
Fuck that, cover our beers.
Okay, cool. You guys are on the guest list, and you can have my drink tickets. You fucking needy bastards. You banter bros.
Score!
And it'd be my pleasure.
It's all this for us.
Thanks for putting up for my rough plug-in, but I'll get better hopefully as we try to keep
for sure.
Announcements.
Or you'll just have to have one of us start plugging you. That sounded dirty.
Say whoa.
No, that sounded
only if we go to
smart.
prison. I got your back if we go to prison.
I don't. I'm not gonna wash his ass at all. And that's a Martin Lawrence joke.
Best joke I ever saw Martin Lawrence do during stand-up was somebody heckled him, and he's like, "Somebody stick something in his mouth. My zipper's stuck."
Yeah. All right.
That's funny.
That's everything. Thanks.
Yeah, I got something I wanna plug just because it's something that we're working on right now. Yeah, we're talking about doing another show away from, so it'd be a BAB Banter Bros presents, and stay tuned for further information on that. But it'll be more of a less banter, more serious conversation kind of shows with real topics about politics, religion, philosophy, high heel shoes,
everything under the sun.
Everything under the sun.
When there's more information, there will be a less vague and cryptic sort of heads up.
Well, I mean, I could give the name, but I just figured
So
until
Aaron's
we're
the
ready.
plug guy. We're just gonna give him the information. He's gonna say
Right.
it from now on because we're not doing this very well.
But I don't know. Either way, stay tuned for more information about that,
Yeah.
and then it'd be cool. So that's all I got.
All right. Well, thanks for listening tonight. And if you would be so kind, please rate and review us if at all possible. If you ever want to get in touch with us, you can get in touch with us on our Facebook or Instagram, and our email. They will all be listed in the show descriptions. And yeah, please send in any suggestions, questions. We love to hear from fans, and eventually we may start doing live shows and things of that nature. We'll look into doing that if we get some more fan interaction, I guess.
Hell yeah! Especially if we can
Down
get
for
some
that.
fan interaction.
Yeah. So
And if you email us and have suggestions or anything, we do those subjects that are suggested. We'll shout out. So give us your name and where you're from, and we'll give you a shout out for sure.
most stuff.
So
Yeah. So this is B&B Banter Bros. This is Aaron Banyan.
Timothy Bennett.
Jason Chantler.
Thanks for stopping by.
Peace.
Bye.
I don't know why I said thanks for stopping by.
Because they're in our home there.